Hey everybody, clearing. All right, so I'm hearing nitty gritty. So this is going to be a Divine Masculine check-in, but we're going to get into what are they really thinking in the 3D? Like what is going on in their human at this time? So thank you, Divine Creator. What is the nitty gritty? What is the thing that these masculines are experiencing? The ones that are preparing for union, the ones that are on the way towards sacred union with their feminine. What's the nitty gritty? What is their human aspect dealing with consciously at this time about the connections, about the journey, about their lives? What is going on for these masculines? Had 3 decks out here, but I am looking at one other deck I need to shuffle. All right, what are these masculines processing for emotions? I just kept seeing the patience and fear cards. Oh my gosh, I blew a bubble. I wonder if you guys saw that. That was so funny when that happens. It's hilarious. Okay, and how does this affect the Divine Feminines? What is the most beneficial thing that the Divine Feminines need to know about what we're going to see here with the nitty gritty and the masculines? Okay, conscious mind about these connections. Nitty gritty, bring it on. Okay, this is their happy place. It's their be all end all. They just don't know how to make it happen just yet. We got the Judgment card, like the revelation. They do see this has the makings for everything, but there are some things they just can't see. The spirit of the primal fire, the last judgment. So there's something about the fire that's in the inverse here. It's like, how do they, there's something about the energy missing. Something missing here that lights the fire and keeps the fire burning. There's a disconnect. It's one thing to know fire exists, but then another thing to feel it in every way. It's like they can feel it in themselves. I just heard something as well, that the fire is going out because they've been resisting. The only way to keep the fire going is to come in. But the longer they stay out, the more the fire dwindles. But it's not like when you've had a karmic situation and hurt, and then you are in some animosity and push the other person away, and it's like that kind of a ego thing. This is a lesson in, if we push away our blessings, the fire goes out eventually. The blessings, I heard, don't radiate in our lives anymore. If we keep repeatedly saying no, then the universe will say, okay, fine, don't then. And the energetic telltale signs dissipate. We saw this in yesterday's reading for the feminines. And it feels like the masculines some of them are on the verge of scaring themselves at how much they don't want this fire to actually go out, because they do actually see this. So right now there's something, I'm hearing cold feet, nerves, going against logic. There's something here where these masculines know this is their best relationship potential of a lifetime, in all righteous, beautiful ways, and in all other ways, except they have habituated this pushback. And the fire is starting to legitimately be numbed out. These connections have been roller coasters because there have been big volatile emotions and all these journeys, or all this journey of learning non-attachment and balance. And now there's such neutrality coming in, such mastery coming in, that it's a take it or leave it. But these masculines are realizing that they have free will, whether to tend this fire or not. This is one of, if not the most accountability they have ever realized they have, is that this is not a connection that happens to them. It has not been a connection that is against the grain that way. This is a blessing. So it's for us. And these masculines are realizing, if you tempt fate like that, if you tempt the divine by repeatedly saying no, that eventually it will be heeded, not heated. So these connections do teeter on the extinguishable, and it's our free will accountability. When we are in mastery, we know the choice we have, that these things are not against our will. Unconditional love is complete choice. And so, yes, masculines, you can suppress these to the end. Do you want to? Wow, how does this, what do the feminine, how are the emotions with this? Blame, I accept responsibility for my well-being. So these masculines are blaming themselves for bringing it to the brink like this. And it's not the dire straits kind of brink. This is literally not the volatility. This is the neutrality that they are on the verge of. Yesterday we saw this incredible, passionate, burning fire. And so it feels as though these masculines are exploring or being shown the full spectrum of these connections right now. And that would stand to reason when they're getting themselves in position to come forward to unions, that they are scouring the whole gamut. They are accepting the responsibility for their well-being, however. And so that's going to be regarding hot and heavy passion. It's also going to be regarding these moments of awareness that even divine love can fade if it's not appreciated. Oh, and what do the feminines need to know? 8 of Swords. Okay, so don't entrap yourself, feminines. This is a card of telling ourselves things that limit. This can be things about our worthiness. This can be, okay, what I'm really, actually, it's just, I'm not going to even continue what I was going to say, because the resounding thought came to my mind that there are flickers and little awarenesses. I've been feeling this too lately, where I'll have this transient thought come through my mind that, oh yeah, it's not going to happen. And that's okay. My masculine is just not that into it, and okay. But then all of a sudden it's like, brr, and tears come, and I'm like, why am I even? There's no reason for me to contemplate that right now. I'm going to keep driving, or I'm going to, go do the things. What I'm getting here, feminines, is as the masculines are going through these reality checks, really searching their heart and soul for all of the different possibilities and potentials, you're going to be feeling some of this. You're so connected. And so really just allow for these transient thoughts that come out of nowhere when you're just minding your own business. Allow it to go through. The shelf life of an emotion is 30 seconds. If you're not creating a storyline to it, if you just allow it to come through, if you're not generating that by, wallowing, stewing, creating stories, and a thought like that comes through, observe it and let it go. I'm getting that it's heavily connected with the masculines looking at these connections with a fine-tooth comb right now to really be sure to go all in. So just allow those things that don't originate in your own thought processes to be released. And notice when those things start making you sad, there's no reason you need to go there. You just carry on living in your present truth and vibing high, feminines, and let reality take care of it. Time will tell. You don't have to add things in there, and you are fine right now in this moment. Regardless if your masculine is banging down your door, look at you, you're fine right now. So don't spiral. Just stay in that flow. What can we see for the conscious mind about the feminine? Knight of Wands, there's that passion, the fire. So we have it from both sides here. This is giving me the feeling that they know they've put your fire out, that they wonder if they've put your fire out, if their righteousness will do it for you, if they're not in hot demand, if they aren't the most eligible bachelor, if there isn't some other competition, if there aren't many feminine energies banging down their door, will you still want to fight for them? This is one of the things they're wondering, if they have pushed you away far enough for it to be reasonable that they come in and say, hey, look, I'm cutting out all the games. Do you still want me? Oh, they're wondering if that's gonna do without all of their false constructs, their ego stroking bravado. They're wondering if they are enough. Oh, say yes, you're enough if you believe that in the comments below. And actually, if your masculine, it would be enough if they cut out all those flexes. Could you please say why your masculine is enough down in the comments below? What can we see for the other one here? King of Pentacles. Yeah, they want to go all in. They want to cut out their player ways. They want to commit, and they want to know if they, cut out looking desirable or desiring multiple people, if you're going to still be as interested. Yes, masculines, this is a really frustrating message. I see the masculine's point, animal nature and competition and those kinds of things, but it's time to go deeper in a different way. What is the emotion connected? Worry. I'm learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. So part of this is a really interesting message that masculines have been worried about. If the player is hanging up their hat, are they still going to be sexy, attractive, desirable that way? Masculines, that is for you to get real about and see that you are so much more valuable as a soul, in your radiance, in your higher calling. You have so much more potential than just your physical and what you can offer that way. And it's, more attractive to be living from your soul. What do the feminines need to know? Seven of Cups, unconditional love. There's a lot of energy swirling around right now. Feminines, stay in unconditional love of self and of your counterpart here. What are these masculines feeling on the heart space? Queen of Wands. So they know, they are this knight growing towards the king, but they see you as this Queen of Wands. They see you as the most attractive on the soul level. This is my spiritually embodied queen who is ignited and spiritually realized and radiant. So these masculines do feel you on that heart space, and this is what has been bringing them true. You staying in your empowered spiritual awareness here, feminines, this radiance coming from you is the magnetism that's creating a better masculine out of your masculine, that's inspiring them to rise to greatness and to let go of the things that are lower vibrational. What else? Knight of Cups. Yeah, this is what they want to be able to offer you. Emotions. They want to be able to say, you warrant my care. You warrant my love. You are so radiant. do I measure up? If I offer you my heart in a cup, is it good enough? Am I good enough? Do you see me that way? Wow, feminines, what do they cry? Friendship, I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. So at very least, they know that you have treated them with a lion heart, with compassion, with friendship when you didn't have to. You could have easily gone the other way. You could have easily been petty. You could have easily done an eye for an eye. You could have easily called them out. You could have easily power tripped or fought, but you didn't. You just held space and you met them in this high frequency, feminines. What do the feminines need to know? The artist, yes, you're both exquisite works of art in the making here, and what a beautiful journey to get to see the unfolding. So remember, you know, with all of the ups and downs and all of the experiences we have on this journey, if we don't witness those things, we don't know. We don't have any justification to see what love in action looks like. We are in physical form, in linear time and space here, so we can see these things play out. You can't see this sort of dance unfold on the other side of the veil with everything in all at once. So, yeah. Oh, what can we see on the heart space? The Seven of Swords. So the ancestors I'm getting here are guiding these masculines in this deep introspective preparation for union. There's a lot going on under the surface that nobody is seeing. You might be feeling this in your heart space, feminines, but these masculines aren't sharing things. Ooh, I just did actually see the Three of Swords here. Okay, I'm getting a few messages. These masculines have understood that some previous third party or that player energy or certain factors that were bringing heartache into this were karmic patterns, generational patterns, family patterns, systemic family patterns, generational curses, and they've seen the connection in their ancestry now. They've seen the play out of energies that they needed to see through their own acting out the karmic patterns. And then we have another crow sitting on the two left standing. And I heard my parents' blessing. So there's something here when the generational curses were broken, the parents themselves are able to acknowledge the love. So for some, I'm seeing that one of their parents, step-parents, family member, somebody, or parents from beyond the grave, in some cases, have given these masculines on the heart space the blessing, their blessing. They have said specifically, swords are communication, behind your back, feminines, they condone these relationships, that they see how aligned the two of you are. That is a really beautiful message. I'm actually being told to pull a little bit more on that. What can we see for what these masculines' parents have said about the connections for the ones that have? Yes. Wow. They've said work on it. King of Swords here. This is the truth. So they have said, they have given these masculines the go-ahead, their final decision. They've said, yes, we like this person. We see how they're aligned. We see how they bring out the best in you. Work on it. Invest in this. Wow, that is a really cool message. What can we see also on the heart space? The Queen of Cups. This is beautiful. So this is the unconditional love, the compassion, the spiritual giftings. So feminines, your masculines know that you've got a heart of gold. Now I'm hearing that Heart of Gold song, Neil Young. These masculines have been searching for a heart of gold. They have found it here, and their parents, their family, their friends, somebody here has given the blessing and have said, yes, this does make sense. It doesn't make sense in some ways, but it makes perfect sense. I'm just hearing it's the real deal. They are the real deal. Aw. Trust. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. All of these messages are making me feel like the masculines are finding that purity that can pull the sword from the stone. That to me is the vision of them gathering their words to articulate that they do love you, that they want to be all in. The noble truth that you are their person. What do the feminines need to know? Queen of Wands in the inverse. So they see you as the Queen of Wands in the upright, but you may be picking up on that. And so just as we saw the Eight of Swords with some of those flickers of lower vibrational frequencies, because they're not even literal there are the translation of certain frequencies. What do I mean by that? When we are in the position of the divine feminine, frequencies of sadness would reasonably equate to a translation that would be, my person has decided this isn't for them. It doesn't matter what the actual lower vibrational energy is that the masculine is processing. It would be translated on their side differently, but that particular frequency of to a divine feminine, the go-to interpretation, if that was floating in the atmosphere, would be and that would be, I don't know if my person's into this. And so just like the feminines are kind of getting these kind of waves, there's also the flip side where feminines, you're getting these waves of knowing your worth and really seeing how far you've come and really knowing the love you embody and really seeing how divine and great you are and how much you've been persevering. And those are the soul value, the worth that you know that if this masculine doesn't choose you, 2222, and that there's someone else for you, that it's not because you're not worthy, because your conscience is clear, because you are coming into this embodiment of beautiful divine love, your divinity. And so you're getting those confirmations of your worth while you're getting the ripple effect from your person processing these things. But there's a lot going on behind the scenes with your person right now that you do not know about. And it may very well involve conversations with family about them giving them their blessing to this connection. This can also be talking with friends. Okay, let's see. What are these masculines wishing for? Holy matrimony, the Hierophant. They want to lock it down, the key. They want marriage. They want to be in sacred union. We saw that they want to give commitment. They can't, whether they come forward to this or not, they can't just be on the streets anymore. That doesn't suffice. They are definitely wanting to be in something more spiritual, more substantial, more traditional. Four of Swords, Lord of rest from strife. So they're just now giving themselves permission to take themselves out of the game, off the market. They don't want to put up with the strife anymore, the third party stuff. That's the Four of Swords, which also comes after the Three of Swords. And this is the beginning of the healing and the integration that allows them to never go back to the games playing, the player stuff again. What is the emotion connected with this? Denial. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. Okay, so their player ways was non-committal fear. It was them not being ready, willing, and able to commit. And it was because they were afraid. They were afraid of being hurt. They were afraid of failure. They were afraid of success. They were afraid of what others would think. They were afraid that this love wasn't real. They were afraid nobody knows how to love. They were afraid they didn't deserve love. This is all changing through this journey. What do the feminines need to know? the Knight of Wands. This is the reason that they are becoming this King of Wands in the future. They're getting out of the game. They're taking themselves out of the game. I heard checkmate. They're conceding. It's not that they're conceding to the feminine. I heard they're conceding to the divine. They no longer want to resist the blessings that the divine has been bringing to them. I just heard, wow, that was a little whisper down a few layers, but I heard these masculines are becoming accountable for the fact that they prayed for someone like you. Whether they have admitted that or not, I just heard, I did pray for you before I met you. And when I met you, I knew you were the answer to my prayer. But I didn't want to believe it. And I've done everything to test it. And you've passed every test. And I'm done. It's making me tired to fight this. How do I say yes to this? What do I do? So they're asking the divine, what do they do in a situation like this? So masculines, what I'm seeing is that a lot of it has to do with letting go of the false constructs and the things that you've been hanging on to for the ego stroke. It literally is that. It's about righteousness. It's about not keeping the things there in your energy, in your orbit, that are not righteous or all-in factors. Remove all of those false constructs and habits and backup plans and crutches, and just, integrate the new normal so that it makes room for the real thing in your life. What can we see for the actions they're wanting to take? Strength, that's overcoming temptation. The devil energies, they're wanting to balance out. And we also have the ancestors here sitting on the lion's heads. Like there is this backing. They are looking to their elders, the resilient aspects of their elders. And we have the universe, the great one of the nighttime. This is the world. So cycles are coming to a close. The player ways are over. What's the emotion? Success. I know there's no greater goal than to love. Wow, player ways are over. No greater goal than to love. They found love here, feminines. They found love within themselves. They found love in their connection to source. They're finding it. Ace of Pentacles, this is where the new beginning is safe to come in. What can we see for the biggest challenge for these masculines? The devil, yeah. So the strength card is always here when it's overcoming the devil. So there are some temptations and devil energies around these masculines right now. I'm hearing their phones being blown up by booty callers right now. Okay. So yeah, these masculines are getting a taste of all of the piranhas, the Klingons, I heard. So yeah, that's not going to resonate for everyone, but for some, they are being beckoned back into the darkness, into the secrecy, into the sexcapades, into the crutches. It's not just other intimate issues, but in these relationship readings, that does tend to be one of the dominant crutches, because in other paths of mastery, it's not about interpersonal things. So in other paths of mastery, it could be, imposter syndrome or money story or different things. In these, it's more to do with relationship factors and contrasts that prevent full-on monogamous true love, right? Which the other things do as well. So anything, this can be addictions, it can be workaholism, it can be substances, it can be lying, it can be all these kinds of things that the masculines have held there as a false construct, old familiar territory. But let's clarify. Lord of love, looking for love in all the wrong places. So yeah, the fact is that right now, or in the past, the devil and this love have been neck and neck in the race. The temptation and the goodness. It's always been this dualistic opportunity for the masculines to choose one or the other. That's the challenge, is they've both offered equal opportunity in the masculines' worlds. Because this is unconditional love, masculines, it really truly is going to be that way, and you're going to have to pull up your big masculine pants and, you know, decide which camp are you in. Hedonistic, are you actually, or are you in this ecstatic, original, higher love and won the spiritual love lottery to actually find a counterpart that can meet you in that? Or are you only worth this dime a dozen kind of tertiary love? What is the emotion with this challenge? Freedom. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. Exactly. What is actually genuinely going to make you more happy, masculines? The free will. Unconditional love hinges on free will. What do the feminines need to know about this? Queen of Pentacles. Here you are, wifey material, not in the forefront here, but you're on the table. So, I mean, it's like the masculines are really starting to see that you are wifey material if there ever has been, ever. It's you. Despite any of the history's past circumstances, it's only the devil energies that prolongs them not acknowledging who you are. You are their 10 of Cups, but they have had worthiness issues that keep them dancing with the devil, where they can't see beyond some of that lower vibrational stuff. They can't believe in something better. They fear it's going to be taken from them. It's an illusion, that it's too good to be true. Their fear of success and wanting to make sure that they have it here. But those other ways, the hedonistic ways, are not doing it for them anymore. And their free will won't let them put this down until they decide. So it's not choosing between you and someone else. It's between a righteous path and an unrighteous path. What is the solution for this, masculines? Six of Swords, paradigm shift, internal progress. You're going to have to bring yourself out of unrighteousness, masculines. And Nine of Cups, Lord of material happiness. The only way that you're going to actually be able to go for what actually sits well with your soul is if you do it. If you wish for it with all your heart and you begin today, you begin making those steps in that direction. Your heart knows the way. Go in that direction, masculines. Death, I'm learning that endings are merely beginnings. Okay, so death to the devil energies. These masculines want the real deal, and that means they have to act that way. They have to not only think and feel, but actually 333. 3333. They have to actually, on every level, their actions, their words, their thoughts, their heart has to put a close to everything from the past. Feminines, here's the abandonment wound. So this has been the thing that has been keeping these masculines at bay, is that they have not, in their heart of hearts, put an end, like they are about to do here, to their evil ways. What's the near future? Wheel of Fortune. So the hand of the divine is coming in from left. And when these masculines make this choice, the whole universe will conspire to bring abundance into these connections. Masculines, when you say yes to the divine plan, that is the most powerful choice you can make. And that brings all manner of abundance and blessing. Your children's children will be blessed. I just heard 14 generations forward will be mightily blessed. What can we see for Three of Swords, Lord of Sorrow? So it's about clearing the sorrow, your own personal accountability. This is repentance. This is you changing your evil ways, masculines. This is you saying no more to that hell that you've been creating in your life, in others' lives. Your feminine is the only person, and the divine, your feminine is getting to that place of union readiness where you're not wreaking hell in their life with your evil ways. You know, you've protected your feminine from yourself. Feminines, your rejection is divine protection, honeys, honestly. But masculines, you don't need to protect your feminine from yourself if you're no longer in those evil ways. Booyah. Okay, and that's what spins this Wheel of Fortune. Gratitude. I'm thankful for this life and the opportunities it presents. If you are grateful for this life and the opportunities it presents, masculines, act that way. Act that way. JJ. And the Emperor. So this is dropping control issues and receiving this blessing into your life, masculines. Wow. Wow. Okay. So feminines who have watched this, let's get a message from your masculines who are preparing for union. This is sacred union stuff. You know, we have to overcome the devil. We have to transcend the world. All of the things we've seen here are so cliche, boring, typical animal, human, crapola. All of it. All of it. It's no biggie. Just rise above it. Yes, masculines are saying hubba, and you already know. So these masculines know that they know it's only been a matter of time. Godspeed, masculines. Okay, much love.